when she laughed and said, "I'm finally free of him." In front of all our friends at the restaurant, I didn't even blink. I smiled, nodded, and replied, "Yes, you are." The entire table went still. A few awkward chuckles broke the silence, but I calmly kept eating like it was any other ordinary Tuesday night. She thought she had delivered a punchline, claimed some twisted victory. What she didn't realize was that I had already seen the end coming long before she made it public. It started with the usual signs, those late-night texts she tried to hide, her sudden obsession with the gym, and the constant frustration in her voice when I spoke. The same woman who once drifted off to sleep holding my hand now acted like my presence suffocated her. I asked her one night if she was happy. All I got was a shrug. That one small gesture said more than any shouting match ever could. 2 months before that dinner, I contacted a lawyer, not to retaliate, not to punish her, but to be prepared. I'd seen friends devastated by surprise breakups, blindsided and left with nothing. That wasn't going to be me, so I stayed quiet. I played my role, friendly, supportive, unbothered. I gave her all the space she needed to feel like she was making her own choices guilt-free. And it worked. She got careless. I found hotel bills, watched the location show up in strange places, even saw her get dropped off one night by someone who wasn't her sister, like she claimed. I didn't call her out. There was no need. My emotions had already stepped out of the picture. My attention had shifted to the exit. So at that dinner, when she dropped the news of our split like it was a promotion she'd earned, I just watched. She lit up on the spotlight, full of artificial pride. "I'm finally free of him," she said again, practically glowing. She was expecting cheers. Instead, energy shifted. One of her closest friends wouldn't even make eye contact with me. What she didn't know was that the papers had already been filed, that I had all the evidence I needed, that I'd already talked to her boss, who, incidentally, takes workplace affairs between married employees quite seriously. She also had no clue that I'd stopped adding money to our joint account weeks earlier. She moved out that weekend, beaming as she announced her plan to live with her new boyfriend just for now. But the surprises weren't done. Her own family didn't back her like she assumed they would. Her mother reached out to me privately, ashamed of her daughter's choices. Even her father, a man who never really warmed up to me, looked me in the eye and told me I deserved better. Then came the twist she never saw coming. That new man of hers, the one she imagined was her escape, turned out to be just as unfaithful. Within a month, she found flirty messages on his phone. When she confronted him, he laughed in her face. And just like that, the fantasy crumbled. She showed up at my door the next morning, eyes red, tears smudging her makeup, asking to talk. I let her speak. I let her cry. Then, calmly, I reminded her what she'd said, out loud and proud, in front of everyone. "I'm finally free of him." I told her I was glad she got what she wanted. Then I gently closed the door. Weeks passed. She kept reaching out, calls, texts, even mutual friends. I didn't respond. Her tone shifted from angry to regretful to desperate. She offered therapy, a second chance, promises, but I had already found peace. And once you taste peace, you don't go back to chaos. I'd see her here and there, grocery store aisles, mutual friends get-togethers. She always looked like she had something on her mind, but couldn't say it. I was always courteous, but never warm. That version of me, the man who once clung to the hope of us, no longer existed. The divorce wrapped up cleanly. I got the house. She gave up any claim to support, wanted to show she didn't need help. Now, she's renting a small apartment and stretching every paycheck. I don't smile at her downfall. I just breathe easier knowing I made it out in time. I've started dating again, slowly and thoughtfully. No bitterness in me, just clarity. Love can blur your vision, but indifference, that brings things into sharp focus. And nothing speaks louder than walking away quietly, while the one who left has just started to realize what that freedom really cost. She wanted a moment that night, a performance. She got it, just not the ending she'd written.